In 2 minutes? Yeah, I can make it.
One minute later.
State your intention.
Hi, I'm here for my interview.
Alright, that was some YouTube humor for you. There's more of that at the end of the video. So let me start the video by saying thank you guys. I usually say at the end of the video, but I thought I'd switch it up a little bit because I've really been feeling thankful these days. So thank you so much guys. You guys are watching this video, especially if you're commenting, giving thumbs up. It really means a lot to me. If you're new to the channel, my name is Say Park. Welcome to the community. So as usual, I have a problem. I've been filming a lot in tight spaces such as this truck while I'm charging the vehicle. This is an electric truck. I do have an EV channel, so I record a lot in this truck. I try using small lights such as Ewan's X100, which is a soft light, but it's really small. So I really needed something that's a large source of soft light. And that's where this new Sirui A200R comes in. R, of course, stands for RGB, as you can see. So in this video, I'm going to introduce you to this light, but at the same time, I'm not going to go too much into it because technically the Sirui inflatable light has been out. In fact, this is the second iteration of that light. So it will be shorter than my last video. My last video was like really long. So I'm going to go over pros and cons as usual. In a nutshell, this light is a 200 watt RGB light that can do 2000 Kelvin all the way to 10,000 Kelvin in temperature and CCT. That is 96% CRI and 98% TLCI. So let's go over the pros first. First pro being this light fits into places where high quality soft light usually don't shine, such as this truck or small studios or anywhere with really low ceilings. Now there are many ways to mount it, but I want to mention the first one, that is the high quality attention to detail. There's a little hook loop at the top of that light as you guys saw, and that fit perfectly onto the hanger hook inside this truck. This light does have a very strong magnet on the back of the light, so you can attach to any ferromagnetic metal surfaces. In fact, the light stand adapter is metal, so that magnet works really well, but it does have a quick release so you can detach it really easily. Now the third thing I really like about this light is that Bluetooth app works really well. Now this usually isn't the case with pre-production model light, but since this is the second iteration, Sirui really got this down. So even 1 month before the launch of the light, the app worked flawlessly, and you can go through all the effects of the light, so you might see a little bit of that at the end of the video. Now the biggest selling point for me, I think, is the portability. The entire packaging is really light. Obviously the inflatable light itself is really light, but even the controller. So the controller weighs a little bit less than 2.5 pounds, and it's not very cheap feeling. The casing itself is aluminum, and it does mount to the light stand effortlessly. And all these things fit really nicely inside the case, and I can carry it around easily, and I don't have to carry around an entire big softbox separately. You know how it is. Like, it's so hard to like undo and redo those. And even the grid, since the light is square, the grid folds down really nicely and compact. It doesn't like tangle like the circular ones. And I like that grid hooks onto the light rather than Velcro, so good job Sirui. To talk about the cons, aka the limitation you should be aware of, let's go back to my studio and talk about it. By studio, I mean my living room, so having a compact light like this is really important because I do share this space with my kids. Now the first con I'm gonna go over with you guys is actually not my con. Something I heard is that this light takes too long to set up. So yes, if you have this light completely deflated and then you inflate, or if you inflate with the V-mount battery, it does take a little bit longer, but if you have it plugged into the wall and if you manually rise up a little bit while the deflation valve is open, it only takes about 1.5 to 1:40 seconds. So you just gotta find something to do, like set up another light stand. You just can't like stare at it. It does feel a long time if you just stare at it. But hopefully with those tips, you saved about 15 seconds. Now the next limitation I want to address is actually something I saw in a review video of the previous model, and that is the air pump started kicking in after a couple hours. So of course I had to test that. So I ran this light over 4 hours and I have not heard the air pump kick in. Now the next limitation, or the con, a lot of people are gonna ask is, how is the fan noise? So there's no fan within the light itself, but there is a fan on the control module. So the control module right now, I placed it way, it's out there next to the camera. And that is because it does make quite a bit of noise compared to, like, for example, June X100, which I can barely hear the fan on that. And if you're used to like something like Goras SL60, which also had a fan noise, it's definitely louder than that. So I'm gonna bring that control module here to show you. All right, so if you guys can hear it, that is the fan noise. But the good thing is that this whole module itself, with the cord, you can place it away from the subject. So it's not a huge deal, but something you should be aware of. And while I have this here, I should tell you that you need to be careful with the V-mount battery. If you leave it in, it does drain the battery, even though light is off. So if you have plenty of juice left on your V-mount battery, but if you're done with the shoot, I would actually take it out so you don't come back and the battery is completely dead. But this V-mount battery seems to be working pretty well. This is the small rig 155 watt-hour battery. I've been recording for about half an hour now. I know I do a lot of retakes. So at 22%, I drained about 10% battery. And the next thing I want to talk about is price. So this light, when it's not on sale, full retail is at $600, which is kind of up there. But the good news is that right now it is 15% off. And Sirui has provided us with one more coupon, and that is Park 5. And no, that is not a Korean version of Maroon 5. So if you type that in, you do get 5% additional discount. So hopefully that helps, guys. As promised, here's the continuation of that intro, showing off a couple more features.
Hi, I'm here for my interview.
Have you had any training?
Oh, I've been trained by Count Dooku before he lost his head.
Show me. On this guy.
Oh.
Use your force choke or I will.
Okay. Oh my. I think there's a fire. Mr. Vader, looks like I gotta go.
I'm Darth freaking Vader, and I approve this light.